Dear guests of honor, I hope you feel refreshed after the break and please get ready for the upcoming session because I strongly believe that this session will also be one of the best sessions of today. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special session, Asia Dynamic in Space.
All right, so if you are all ready and already refreshed with our short break, let's welcome our moderator for our another special session, who is Mr. Satoshi Kogure, the MGA co-chair. Please welcome on the stage, please. With that, I would also like to welcome the Executive Director of GISTA Thailand, Dr. Damongrit Niamwat, on the stage one more time. Similarly, joining our panelists is the ASEAN Secretariat, Dr. Zurina Mukta. Please welcome, ma'am.
Hello, hi, good morning. I'm joining online.
Okay, similarly, joining our panelists for our special session is Dr. Ernasri Adininsing, Indonesian Space Agency. Please welcome.
As well as Mr. Asushi Watanabe, the Director General for International Cooperation, National Space Policy Secretariat, Cabinet Office, Government of Japan. Please welcome again. Followed by Mr. Ariel C. Blanco from the Philippines Space Agency. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Victor Koo from the Singapore Land and Authority. Please welcome.
So now, may I request our moderator, Mr. Satoshi Kogure, the MGA co-chair, to take over the panel and start the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, MC. So this is my great pleasure to be here and invite distinguished guests from ASEAN countries, space agency, ministries. So today, I would like to, request you each brief introduction. So who are you and which agency is doing in space field? So first of all, okay, left hand side, please.
Good morning, distinguished participants. Thank you, Satoshi-san, for the floor. My name is Victor Koo. I'm the Director for the Survey and Geomatics Division, Singapore Land Authority. My division manages the course network, the infrastructure for the precise GNSS in Singapore. And we work very closely with the Singapore Space Agency on the promotion of the GNSS applications in terms of bringing benefits to the government as well as to the general public in Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Next, Dr. Ariel.
My name is Relcy Blanco. Good morning, everyone. So I'm currently the director of the Space Information Infrastructure Bureau. Our Bureau of the Philippine Space Agency deals with the downstream applications and the management of our ground station, as well as the development of various systems and tools that can be utilized by different stakeholders, such as local government units and national government agencies. And we also conduct capacity building efforts as well as networking of different institutions to downstream and mobilize space data for various applications. Thank you.
Dr. Ariel, so are you presenting some slides?
No? Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. So we prepared a few slides just to introduce our agency, as well as the things that we do, which will benefit not only the Philippines, but also the rest of the region, possibly. Okay. As mentioned, my name is Relcy Blanco from the Philippine Space Agency. So this will be just a quick run through of the slides that we prepared to explain briefly the development and utilization of space science and technology in the Philippines. Next slide. Thank you. Okay. So our space agency is quite young, so we will be celebrating our 5th anniversary this year. And our agency was established through the Republic Act 11363, signed on August 8, 2019. And we are working on the following 6 key development areas. In particular, my bureau is working on or focusing on the hazard management and climate studies. Of course, we do contribute to space research and development, as well as space education and awareness. So this shows the satellite development that is for the Philippines. Currently, we are developing the MULA, or the Multispectral Unit for Land Assessment. So we sent, I think, more than 13 or 15 engineers and scientists to the UK to develop this satellite, which is aimed for operational applications, operational monitoring, particularly of agricultural uses. No? And later on, we plan to build in the country those satellites, no? Similar to the payload, similar to the bus of the MULA satellite. And we will continue to work on, say, launching or developing satellites such as Duwata 1 or the Duwata 3, as well as microsatellites. And I think we will be also participating in the Faraday. No? And we have this presidential directive which mandates us or further gives us the impetus to work on various things, particularly maximizing partnership with different countries and agencies and to downstream applications. So in terms of, say, maximizing our cooperations, we have a lot of cooperation with different countries, including Japan, of course, JAXA and GISDA, and of course with the US for the scholarships with the Fulbright Philippines, and for the other countries, including CONAE or Argentina and UAE. On the downstream application, we are developing some ways in order to strengthen the development or the utilization of space science and technology, particularly the images and satellite-based products. Mobilization-wise, we distribute a lot of images and maps. So far, you have 10,000 plus images or maps distributed to various applications for security, for monitoring ships, and so on, for hazard assessment and BRRM, including the responses in the oil spill, for which we are thankful to other government agencies and space agencies for providing us imagery to monitor this oil spill, which happened early this year. We're also working with various agencies to network with them and ensure the utilization of these data products. Now. And currently, within the Philippines, there's a lot of engagement going on with other agencies, particularly in monitoring agriculture, monitoring of the crops, and in relation to inflation and the increase in the prices, as well as monitoring the various environmental sector. And this project or program is ongoing, the Copernicus or the COPIL National Copernicus Capacity Support Action Program for the Philippines. So this will establish a Copernicus mirror site in the Philippines. It will be managed by the Philippine Space Agency, and eventually it will serve images from Copernicus satellites, not only for the Philippines but for the ASEAN nations as well. And in terms of GNSS, the main agency looking after GNSS is the NAMRIA, or our National Mapping Agency. But there are also other agencies such as PHIVOX, or the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and DPWH operating their own course network. In terms of GNSS, these are simple applications, or some of the applications, including vertical or ground motion display system monitoring, the application of various RTK or low-cost sensors for navigation or for doing also water monitoring and so on. So that's it. So, and then we invite you to apply or to participate in this workshop. This will be organized by the UN Office of the Outer Space Affairs and the National Mapping Agency. And this is also co-sponsored by the Philippine Space Agency and the International Committee on Global Navigation Satellite System, happening in 22 to 26 of April. The application is ongoing. I think the deadline is until February 2024. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ariel. So very comprehensive and easy understanding, so the figure of whole activity in the Philippines. Thank you very much. So I'd like to invite next speakers. So Watanabe-san, so please,
My name is Atsu Watanabe, Director General for International Cooperation, NSPC Cabinet Office, Government of Japan. Can I presentation? Okay. Thank you. Let me start my presentation by introducing our space policy and programs. The slide shows the structure of Japanese government regarding space policy and various space programs. There are several ministries control space and JAXA as implementing agency. 6 ministries are owner of satellite and remains are users of space data. NSPS is the Secretariat of Strategic Headquarters of Space Policy that is chaired by Prime Minister and constituted by all ministries. Japan's space policy is decided by Strategic Headquarters for Space Policy, chaired by the Prime Minister and vice-chaired by the Chief Cabinet Secretary and the Minister of State for Space Policy. The Strategic Headquarters for Space Policy is promoting space policy in concrete terms by formulating and revising the basic plan for space policy and its implementation plan. Japanese government revised its basic plan for space policy in last June. It was 5th revision and it takes 3 years since last one. In response to rapid change and progress of space activities and space application in the world, the new basic plan for space policy has 4 major updates. First, space security with space security strategic implementation plan. Second, major update satellite program and application for national resilience, global scale issues and innovation. Third, space science and exploration covering lunar and deep space exploration. And fourth, launching vehicle development of national and private companies program and capacity building and international cooperation. Next, the Kusai Satellite System, QGSS. QGSS is the regional GNSS and currently 4 satellite system. At least 1 satellite is always near the zenith above Japan in conjunction with GPS and other GNSS. QGSS provides GPS compatible signal in Asia-Pacific region. In last September, MADCAP PPP, Multi-GNSS Advanced Orbit and Clock Augmentation, the high accuracy positioning service, and began its trial service in Asia-Pacific region. Madoka PPP feasibility demonstration is being conducted in Australia, Indonesia, Thailand, as well as on emergency warning service in Fiji, Indonesia, and Thailand. QGSS satellite system will expand to 7 satellites in early coming years. Moreover, Japan have started conceptual study of 11 QGS satellite system for more robust operation. How is the utilization of QGSS? As of December 2022, approximately 3,090 products are compatible with QGSS. They are gradually expanding. Here are examples. Autonomous driving and drone using domestic centimeter level augmentation service. V for real-time ocean monitoring. Wearable terminals display early warning message that receivers and chipset prices have come down as the number of applications has increased. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Watanabe-san. And next, I'd like to invite Soda Erna-san from Indonesia. Soda Inasa.
Thank you, Toshishan, as the moderator. Good morning, everyone. My name is Erna Sradiningsih. I'm now as the Executive Director of the Indonesian Space Agency (INASA) under the National Research and Innovation Agencies of BRIN. And our main task is in engaging with international organizations, forum, and multilateral cooperations in space activities representing BRIN and Indonesia. And currently, BRIN is basically quite a huge organization with the mandate to conduct the space activities at the national levels. So this is one of our task is to engage with the Multi-GNSS Asia. And since 2021, so we conduct these activities to continue what we have already done in the past, conducted by the former Space Agency LAPAN. So in this regard, I think Indonesia has the legal basis of the space activities, which was the National Space Law or Space Act enacted in 2013, so quite long, more than 10 years ago. And for the missions of our national space programs already established for the period until 2040, and with the missions is how to strengthen the research and development in space science and applications, and how the remote sensing activities and services could be also strengthened, and the research development engineering in aeronautics and space technology and applications towards an enhanced national capacity could be also strengthened. And it is also important to create the space launching technology to the development of spaceport in Indonesia. And last but not least is we realized the important role of the private sector, so that we also promote the commercial space activities by involving industries. So these 5 pillars of this space program of Indonesia is basically the basis of our activities in all related issues, including the policies and so forth. And what we have to achieve as the main targets, not only in the area of the space science, space policy and technology and applications, but also the services. I put the highlight related to the MGAs, the navigation satellite constellations, and also the operation of satellite constellation for Earth observations and data communication. So, and starting from this year, I think under BRIN we have the program to start with this constellation to continue what we have already successful in the past with the experimental satellite, namely Lapan A1, A2, A3, and this year, hopefully we would launch the fourth satellite to orbit as for the Earth observation missions. Not only for the Earth observation missions, which has already conducted for quite long, but also for the navigations and communication satellite as well. So basically what we have already had in our master plan in the space activities is to fulfill the national needs in the area of with the mission of the Earth observation of remote sensing. Of course, there are so many needs, for example, the mapping, spatial planning, environment, meteorology, and disaster, and so forth. And also for the telecommunication, I think since 1970s, we, with the support from the government, the private companies, I think one of the big private companies in the regions launched Palapa 1 telecommunication satellite, and with the successor until today, the Satria satellite and so forth. And it's not only how to fulfill the national, but also the regional. And for the navigation, of course, what we call is the positioning and timing is also important for the autonomous vehicle development, as well as for the geospatial and mapping applications. And for the Earth observation satellite applications, I think the most important target or objective is to support the sustainable development achievement. Also is SDGs and various targets, and not only for the nature resources inventory, but also environment disasters and many other strategic activities as well. And we also try to put what we call is a platform to provide services for the national needs based on the use of the Earth observation satellites that we have, and also other international satellite. Oh, okay. Okay. And in particular, with our collaboration with the Cabinet Office of Japan, BRIN has the cooperations, and these are among of the activities nowadays, and the proposed activities in the future. For example, for the autonomous vehicles navigations, also the UAV guidance systems, as well as for the tsunami detection, for disaster mitigations, and also how to support the flight navigation systems, as well as how to develop for example, the ice transponder and so many things. This is in particular conducted under the Research Center for the Electronics of BRIN. So this is among of so many areas of collaborations in technical areas. And for the application of the GNSS for mapping and environmental change detection, among of those are how we try to apply for the subsidence measurements in Java Islands, for example. So this is also a good example, and I think this is also important for us to address the real problems at the grounds. And also, for example, the development of the GNSS reflectometry sensor with quite a cheap cost. I think this is also with the aim for the monitoring of the sea level. And with our current space program, what we call is Nusantara Satellite Constellation, with the main focus on Earth observation satellite, but also we supported by launching or operating 10 communication satellite. I think this is quite a big program, and we will start with the, for example, for the Earth observations, is the high resolution polar orbit satellites, and for the near equatorial orbit satellite, also for the communication. And this is just more additional information. How is the orbital plane characteristics of the constellations? And I think this is also important, is how we also promote to engage with in the international entities to enhance our cooperations in space activities. And we identify some challenges in the Asia region, for example, the growing economy, the increased awareness in space sector, not only for the science technology application, but also as industries. And also this region is a big international market for the space technology and application, including for the navigations, communication, IoT, Earth observation as well. And also the growing GNSS providers and industry, and of course users. So with the two, for example, two focus on the space applications and GNSS applications, I think is quite a big challenge for us in the ASEAN region to promote the applications. And I think this is a short sharing from us and from Indonesia.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So it is a lots of things to do now. So I have a strong interest in your navigation system constellations idea. But so we will talk about that later. So next, I would like to invite Dr. Damrongit, followed by Zurina-san. ASEAN Secretary.
So good morning again to everyone. So for Thailand, we engaged to the space technology and I can say space activity since I think 40 years ago. We received Landsat satellite data since like 40 years ago, the first ground receiving station in ASEAN. And then the government set up what is the name GISTA, Geoinformatics and Space Technology Development Agency in the year 2000. So we are 23 years old now, the agency. And we are looking forward for the new space law about 1 or 2 years from now. I think like GISDA as its name, Geoinformatics, and Space Technology Development. So we start with, as I told you, we start with remote sensing with Landsat. So we do a lot of application downstreams, Geoinformatics. When we have our satellite, TEOS-1, and now we have TEOS-2, so we developed the capability of the space technology. So we have the manufacturing, assembly, integration, and test facilities in our campus, Siracha. I hope to welcome you one day, and many of you have visited. But however, this is the main activities. But a part of that, we also engage in the policy. So we are the secretariat team of National GIS Committee and also National Space Policy Committee. And with that, GISTA also focus on space economy development of Thailand. And we would like to develop the economic or business utilize space in Thailand. That's why we worked with the Cabinet Office and many company, domestic and also internationally. And we hope that this cooperation will develop our people, our local economic. I think like when we're talking about space economy, it's not only like the business, but capacity building will in part of it. So I think Jisda is very happy to work with the industry and partner here. And GNSS is one of the main target of the space economy. We believe that with GNSS activities, we bring to the digitalization and also the IoT. And I think like we would continue to engage more and more for a GNSS world, I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Damrongit. So now I'd like to invite Zrina-san from the ASEAN Secretariat, remote participation. So please provide us your information.
Sure. Thank you, Satoshi Shang. Zarina, the Head of Science and Technology Division at the ASEAN Secretariat. So our division diligently oversees the activities implemented by COSTI, the ASEAN Committee on Science, Technology, and Innovation, under which we have a specialized subcommittee dedicated to looking into the advancement of space technology and application. It is a pleasure to join this conference again for the second time, although virtually. So I'm eagerly anticipate for discussion. Allow me to share my screen so that we can have a quick look and about the overview of our cooperation in space technology and application. Just give me a moment. I'll share my screen now. Right, so very quickly, in about 5 minutes or so, I will share an insight about the ASEAN Dynamic in Space, ASEAN Future Outlook, to cover the activities of all 10 ASEAN member states in the area of space technology and application. So under COSTI, the ASEAN Committee on Science, Technology, Application, we have, as I said earlier, dedicated a subcommittee looking after space technology and application known as SCOSA. In fact, Philsa, Jisda, Inasa, they are part of SCOSA. The current chair is Dr. Tran Tuan Ngoc from Vietnam. So this chairmanship change every 3 years. The main role of SCOSA is to advise COSTI on any matters related to space technology and application, and also to actively promote collaborative regional space technology and application activities, including capacity building and tech transfer, particularly from more advanced countries like Japan. And finally, the role is also to seek funding from within and also outside of ASEAN. Under SCOSA right now, we have one center and also one network, the ARTSA, ASEAN Research and Training Center for Space Technology and Application. I believe some of the participants of this conference are from ARTSA and also ASEAN, Southeast Asia Astronomical Network. Next up, our priority under SCOSA, we try to cover areas that are relevant to all 10 ASEAN member states. Yeah, the first one would be geoinformatics, space technology and application, and another one is satellites. So as what you can see, some of these area of priorities seems to be quite generic because we need to make sure that these area of priorities are relevant to all 10 ASEAN member states. Next. So this would be a quick overview of space technology and application capabilities of 10 ASEAN member states. This was updated, I think, 2 years ago. Some of the numbers may change. As what you can see from the metrics, we have all the lists of 10 ASEAN member states. Most of the member states, they have their own dedicated space agency or center or equivalent agency. Countries like Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, they are still proposing to establish such a center, but as of now, it is not established yet. We also have information about the astronauts, satellites, and first communication satellite. Next up, okay, this would be an example of bilateral cooperation between 10 ASEAN member states and other advanced country. Yeah, maybe earlier in the presentation of Philsa and also Jisda and Inasa, they mentioned about this international collaboration bilaterally from one ASEAN member states with another advanced country. These are just some to show you the example. But the focus of ASEAN is to really encourage the collaboration at the multilateral level, not just one-to-one country, but with many other countries, because we need to cover all 10 ASEAN member states. So essentially, the fundamental principle underlying ASEAN space cooperation really lies in the commitment to addressing the needs of all 10 ASEAN member states and its partners, be it government or private sectors. How do we do this? By effectively tackling the challenges encountered, fostering a sense of shared responsibility and impact. So when we forge cooperation with our partners, we need to really stress on the mutual benefit of that cooperation. Right, very quickly, I'd like to share with all of you the most recent space technology and application cooperation. Most of these cooperation are still ongoing that we forge with our partners. So I would say our key partners for space technology and application are countries like Japan, India, China, and many more. So just quickly, I'll just run through this recent space technology and application cooperation forged at the multilateral level. The first one, ASEAN-China Remote Sensing Cellular Data Sharing Service Platform. Second one, which was led by Indonesia and Vietnam, INASA and also Space Agency in Vietnam, ASEAN-India Space Cooperation Program, Rice Crop Damage Assessment using EOS, Blue Economy Ocean Monitoring, ASEAN Ground Station Expert Exchange, GEMS and Pandora Utilization for Air Pollution Monitoring. I saw this in the presentation of Pulsar just now. Space Situational Awareness, STA and STM, Space Traffic Management, Space Policy Experts Exchange, Assembly, Integration and Test some AIT facilities, Digital Belt and Road Initiative, and finally the establishment of ASEAN-China Satellite Remote Sensing Application Center. So these are the example of mostly ongoing cooperation that we forge with our partners and being led by the space agencies from ASEAN member states. Right. This would be my final slide on our future outlook. So the flashpoint or the entry point for cooperation with ASEAN in the area of space technology would be SCOSA. So all the cooperation need to be executed under the auspice of SCOSA and its affiliated center and network. So as I mentioned, we need to demonstrate a robust emphasis on addressing the collective needs of ASEAN member states. Of course, when we are talking about 10 ASEAN member states, we are talking about potentially 10 different needs, but we need to make sure this cooperation would be relevant to all 10, centrally oriented towards ensuring mutual benefits for all participating entities, which means to say if we are forging collaboration with Japan, for example, the benefit of that cooperation need to trickle down to all 10 ASEAN member states and also to Japan. That is why sometimes it is quite complicated and complex for us to come up with a project or program relevant to all participating entities. And finally, we need to also place some strategic emphasis on this area of tech transfer, infrastructure development, capacity building, and skill empowerment. So this would be the main nature of collaboration of projects and cooperation being forged through SCOSA for the benefit of ASEAN and also for the benefit of the participating entities. I think I'll stop here for now. Look forward to have more discussion in the Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jirina-san. So it was really informative presentation. Okay, now I'd like to ask for each panelist. So the first question is, what is your highest priority mission for each country? So this is my first question. So yeah, from Victor.
Thank you for the question. In Singapore, the applications of space technology are quite different from other parts of the ASEAN. You know, Singapore is a very small city-state, highly urbanized, and we are looking at the evidence-based decision-making. So data is important for us for evidence-based decision-making, and space technology provide a lot of data, both from the Earth observation perspective as well as GNSS. So for us, we use this information coupled with ground-based information to make best decision in terms of safety of the city, in terms of sustainability of the city, as well as to promote smart applications. So we are focusing on utilizing the data, every part of it. Sometimes the Earth observation data with a lot of coverage are not very useful, but that's the reason why we really need to be able to integrate with the ground-based data as well to create new models that would help us solve our problems. A few areas that we are looking at in terms of safety, in terms of sustainability, we are looking at coastal protection. In terms of smart cities, we are looking at applications for autonomous vehicle as well as autonomous robots that will help to run the cities. So I'll just stop here.
Thank you, Victor. So yeah, I also see the very importance among the technologies integration, not only data from the space, but also the institute observation with using IoT sensing. So yeah, it's quite very important. Okay, Dr. Ariel, please.
So for the Philippines, I would like to tackle this in two aspects, so upstream and downstream. Compared to Indonesia, we only have a few, say, operational satellites. So we have the WATA-2, and we have also 10% stake in Novasar, which is of course operated by SSTL, I suppose. And we are focusing on the development of the MULA, or the multispectral unit for land assessment, which is basically will be our operational satellite for monitoring applications, particularly for agricultural sector. No? And of course, we would like to get more satellite imageries by partnering with different countries. So currently we are in discussion with JAXA to expand the utilization of ALOS in the Philippines and as well as other image providers. No? Currently, in terms of what we have for satellite imagery, we procure a lot of commercial imagery for monitoring our, say, maritime domain, as well as monitoring in different cities and agricultural areas in collaboration with, say, different companies. On the downstream side, what we would like to do is to expand the user base as well as the capability. So we are able to distribute images and data products for, say, mangrove mapping, for monitoring of different habitats, as well as different status and conditions of cities and municipalities. But we are not sure, for example, at the moment, whether these are basically being utilized by, say, local government units. We really need to strengthen the capacity, the absorptive capacity of these agencies and government units to utilize and translate this data and information into decisions and actions. So that's why we are also particularly looking at strengthening the capability as well as the network within these institutions. We've been going around the country promoting our Philippine Space Agency because it's a new agency and practically only a few agencies or local government units know about the Philippine Space Agency. We have to increase this awareness, we have to increase the capacity, and in that way we can also reap the benefits of the space science and technology applications. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ariel. So next, Watanabe-san, please.
Thank you. Japan has just updated national space policy as I presented. It clearly states the importance of space development and utilization from many aspects. Economy, growth, national security, science, exploration, and so on. CAO has a lot of not only such policy making, but also providing digital PNT capabilities through QGSS development, operation, and service provision. I believe our strong point is comprehensive capacity, capability from upstream, like launch vehicle, satellite technology, to downstream, like applications, data utilization. We are promoting this capability so as to contribute to solving common social problems in Asia Pacific region. Thank you.
Thank you, Watanabe-san. And Elna-san, please. Next.
Yeah, as I already mentioned in short presentations that we put attention on how we will continue our activities in this satellite technology development and operations, but of course with our specific national needs to cover equatorial regions, which is the cloud cover is quite a big problem, so we need to continue with the development of the satellite for the Earth observation satellite, because the existing international satellites is not specifically developed and operated for the equatorial or tropical region. So this is kind of a big challenge for us, and of course, the mission is not for the Earth observations, but also we in the same time we started to put attention for the communications and navigation satellite technology and applications. And in the area of the application, I think this is what we have already conducted in the past. We continue to ensure the capacity of the users, the end users of the satellite, for observations, communications, and navigations as well. And I think the most important also is the role of the private entities. So we try to engage, to involve the industries in our space programs. This is also the what we call is it. The engagements of the industry in the space activities, because the future, in our perspective, the future of the space activities is also rely on the capacity of the private entities. Thank you.
Thank you, Elna-san. And next, Dr. Damuningit.
I think like for GISTA, we are gonna have some kind of two-pronged strategies. The first one is we call GI for all. As I think I mentioned in the, also with the representative from Laos in the previous session, we have the application called Life D, life like our life. D in Thailand means the good. So what I'm trying to say is like the first prong strategy is the GI for all. All means our citizens, our people. We have long experience of the working with the government agency and institutional body, but I think it's really challenging to work with our people, to have the service to the people. So not only like Life D, we have the dragonflies for the agriculture. So it's gonna be the new challenge for GISTA to work with Thai locals and also the Thai people. And in this the digital world, so it's very, very challenging. The second strategy is the new space economy of Thailand. When we speak about new space economy, our meaning is also like we have to work with the private sectors, business. So in the past, the space activities mainly focus on government research. And now our challenge is how can we translate that and work with the business sector. That's why the last year we have the Thailand Space Week after the pandemic. So the Thailand Space Week 2023 focused very much on international activities. So most of the station will run in English. We are not like get used to, I can say, but we can gain a lot of intention from the local and also international partners. So I think like in the very near future, we're gonna focus very much not only like activities, but also how can we implement the space asset technology to the local. How can the international company work with the local company? Because not only demonstration, the demonstration is very good at the beginning, but when our people get used to demonstration, then there's nothing implement. You know, everything gonna be like takes a lot of time, and we gonna lose the opportunities. So Jisda will step into the environment between private of, I mean, the local and also international company, and trying to make it faster for the benefit of our people. This is the two-pronged strategy of Jisda in Thailand. Yes.
Thank you very much, my co-chair. So, yeah, very impressive story. So the second one, so yeah, GISLA is focusing on not only demonstration, but real implementation. So this is a very important, I think. And now I'd like to ask for ASEAN Secretariat, Zurina-san. So Asian country has many common issues like natural disaster and so on. So I'd like to ask you, what is the biggest common issue which you are expecting to be solved by using space technologies? Zurina-san, you might be muted. Are you talking something? Okay. Unfortunately, she's on the miscommunications. Okay, so now I would like to discuss about the future collaboration. So I saw the many applications, but my expertise on the GNSS technology. So you're talking about LEO constellation, the small satellite constellation, for realizing the regional navigation system. So what do you think such idea? So yeah, let's talk about this from the Victor.
Thank you for the question. What we are looking at in Singapore, because of the highly urbanized and dense city, a lot of applications required precise GNSS applications. We need accuracy down to sub-meter and sometimes centimeter accuracy. A lot of development for the future is about robotics application. We are talking about autonomous mobile robots. That is at the pre-scene level, where the robots can enter a building, come out from a building, go on the road, cross a road, and go to another building. And this is important to help in some of the work that we need, some of the social work in delivery, in terms of services in the city, cleaning the city, using cleaning robots, some civilian robots that's required in the city. So precise GNSS is important for us to be able to deliver these kind of services to the people. And we are looking forward to a lot of development in this area going in the future.
Thank you, Victor. So Dr. Arya, please.
In the Philippines, there's a move to modernize our height systems. So the core stations as well as precise measurements from GNSS is very important, especially our country is technologically active, so you have a lot of deformations. So there are ongoing studies wherein you have to monitor calculate the rates of deformation and velocities of the movement of the land masses in order to move to a dynamic or semi-dynamic datum. But in terms of everyday life, so we see the need for location-based services, we see the need for the utilization and promotion of low-cost GNSS receivers in order to expand the utilization of, positioning and navigational applications. In the previous MGA conference last year, we focused on, applications from the mobile, utilizing ODK applications, but we are also planning to develop applications or mobile applications that will, make closer the products from remote sensing from satellite imagery and marry it with the positions that we can possibly include or derive more precisely from, say, measurements on RTK. As well as in the case of, say, drones, so there are enactments or regulations that recognizing the use of drones for tertiary land surveying, where you need to acquire precision of around 10 centimeters. No? So drones are recognized now for doing partial area surveys, doing such kind of mapping at certain level, and it's quite useful that we need to operationalize more corrections to be accessible for those drone users. Thank you.
Thank you. In Japan, we have just experienced a huge earthquakes and tsunami again on New Year's Day. My country located on the ring of fire as well as edge of continental plates. The tragedy remained us that we never forget preparation for big earthquakes in area in Japan. Anytime space can contribute to prevention and mitigation of disaster damage, save lives, and help quick recovery. Thank you.
Thank you. Eija-san.
Yeah, from the Indonesian perspective, I think the targeted issues is nowadays and in the future, I think the SDGs problems still will be our common problems in the region. So with that particular targets, I think we can push and promote the space technology for the Earth observation, navigations, and communications missions as well, to be able to fulfill the needs to answer the challenge and integrated system, not only the space but also the ground segment is also important. So the space technology for navigations, but also to be in line with the, for example, for the receiver technology development, for example, and with consideration how to make it very user-friendly for the people. And I think in the future, from Indonesia perspective, is how to build the smart things like smart cities, smart transportations, smart farmings, and so forth. So this is rely on the technology, the GNSS as well, observations, and many things, the IoT and so forth. So this is, I think, the challenge for the future and open the opportunity for the collaborations in the regions, between the providers and the users as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, user segment and so the ground station and so on. So that you are operating so that each country is a cause network. So yeah, if we could share that data real time, so it could be a sort of great for many kind of applications. So that's my thought, hearing from your idea and my co-chair.
I definitely agree with Victor and Ernest for the urbanization and smart things. I think like Bangkok is one of the very good example, like and also Chiang Mai, the very big city of Thailand can implement that kind of things. But a part of that, I would like to insist that we have the rural area in Thailand, the area very far away in the forest, in the sea, that we haven't explored this kind of technology. I can see that GNSS can be coupled with remote sensing, communication, IoT, for example. I think like in the very near future, we are now in the 5G telecommunication, and in the near future will be 6G, which connect you everywhere, anytime. And I think like location-based service of GNSS can be part of that. And with the forest area, rural area that we have to, for example, if we speaking about forest fire, we need not only the location of the fire, of the ranger who keys the file, but we need the many connected technology to tackle that kind of things. And also we that on the land, on the sea, for example, if we talking about tourism, the tourists on the boat, the ship, vessel on the sea, we need their location. And also in case of any emergency, we have to support them, SOS things. I think like the GNSS will play a very important role, not only in the urbanization area, but also very far away, and in couple with all the technologies, with the location-based service is the key. I think like there are going to be challenges for these two areas that we have to manage.
Thank you very much. So already time. So just my first final question for the Philippines and Indonesia. So what's your perspective and expectation on future MGA activity? So please, short word.
Future MJ activity, right?
Yes.
I think future MJ activity should also work on the supporting collaborative research and promotion of GNSS. As mentioned in the, say, opening remarks, GNSS is not well really appreciated or understood or seen in terms of applications. In the past, we are collaborating with various universities in Japan or Japanese universities looking at the utilization of UGSS as well as those low-cost receivers, no, for various applications, including, say, occlusions, including corrections, and so on. And I got, for example, some information from NAMRIA that they are starting to collaborate on Madoka with the government of Japan or the cabinet of Japan. So those kind of information or activities needs to be expanded in the Philippines and throughout the region in order to have more applications, not only at the research level, but also in a more operational level. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, from our perspective, is the MGA future role is not only as the a regular or annual forum for knowledge sharing, but also should come up with the concrete collaborative activities to enhance the capacity among the ASEAN countries in the regions, because we know that the capacity is not maybe could be different from sub-region to other sub-regions in Asia. So this is kind of a big challenge. This forum, the conference is quite good for the sharing information, the status, the development of the technology and applications, but we should try to put also attention to to fill the gap in the capacity in how to not only to utilize the data or the application of the multi-GNSS system, but also how to fulfill the gaps in the capacity by capacity building or collaborative development and so forth, and come up with the common issues in Asia. This is as the space agencies of Indonesia, I think this is also part of our important program in the future. So try to engage with the advanced countries, but also to share the knowledge and the capacity to the maybe less advanced countries in the space activities or programs, particularly related to the navigation satellite technology applications. Thank you.
Terima kasih. Thank you. And finally, so this is the time for ending so my special session. Thank you very much for joining. So yeah, we are encouraging international collaboration among this area. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.